Oh man, every time that music hits, I just start vibing. I just start going. I just start doing. I feel good. I feel good.
I was shaking because of the caffeine, not because of the music. Right. Yeah. That's the only reason why.
Yeah. I get it. Welcome into Z&B Live, everybody, on this Wednesday.
Emotional.
I don't know why that was emotional.
Why was that? Are you reflecting on the poor performance of certain teams in the NFL?
Yes.
That might be why.
It's when my buttons all start looking the exact same. I have so many. Here's what football did to me over the weekend is I now on my soundboard, I now have 2 pages full of commercial jingles.
Yeah, you do.
And so everything has been shifted further back than what I thought, where I can normally just blindly hit a button and know where I am on the page, hit the sound effect, be ready to go. But everything is now shifted. And so I don't know.
It's emotional damage.
It's emotional damage.
That's it. Well, today's episode is not full of emotional damage. It's full of merriment and good vibes as we are coasting through what's been a rough winter for a lot of us, actually.
It's cold out there.
It's cold, it's snowy, rainy. Make sure you're taking care of yourselves, everybody. Don't get sick if you can. And, keep the heat on, obviously, because why would you freeze? Don't do that. Come on. Don't do that. So
my entire household is sick
for the day.
My entire household
is it really?
Sick. Yeah.
My household of one is not sick. So
you sure? The penguin back there is not feeling.
No, we're good.
It's got a little dribble.
I checked. That's Cuddles, by the way, not
Cuddles.
Just a penguin. Cuddles the penguin.
Cuddles the penguin.
So
well, it's got a little dribble under the nose. That's all I'm saying.
Well, we'll talk.
Oh man, what even the stream, even the broadcast is sick. I can't get the timer working. We're limited to basic graphics today.
We know the pacing of this show well enough after 9 episodes. We kind of know what we're doing. So I think we're good.
So. I hope so. I do hope so. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into Z&B Live. I am ZachMRutledge along with Mr. Bricks O'Brien here live on YouTube. You can catch us live on YouTube every Wednesday, 10 a.m. Eastern time to discuss all the spicy Lego news and notes from across the globe. And we've got some stuff to get into today, Brian, that it could get pretty spicy. But let's start off with some good vibes, some good looks at things, and see what have you been building lately.
Sonic the Hedgehog stuff, man. I've ended up getting a bunch of this over the course of the past couple weeks and months, and now building it live on Twitch specifically because just sitting there just chatting in my chair is kind of boring, so I might as well build something in the backlog. And I've enjoyed it. I think these are cool sets. I wanted all of the Sonic minifigures, so I basically bought all of the sets at the lowest denomination I could without it having duplicates. So I actually have no duplicates of all the sets that I have, which is kind of impressive.
That's awesome.
And now I have one of everybody, and I can have a nice little Sonic layout if I choose to. But most importantly, Sonic, Tails, Amy, Knuckles, Rogue, Shadow, and Eggman. So it's literally most of everybody you could ever want. I've been doing that. I have still the parrots in the background, but I haven't even touched those because I was just life and whatever else. And nothing new on this horizon other than Animal Crossing in March gets me excited for what's to come. So I am just kind of in this holding period. I feel like no Lego is going to be purchased or whatever. I still want the Natural History Museum, but that's about it. So
look at all these video game sets coming out with actual minifigs instead of buildable.
Zach, what have you been building recently? What do you got on the docket for us? Tell us.
See, there it was. There's the
emotional damage.
There it was. I can see it on his face. Poor guy. Eventually,
got?
eventually, Ryan, you will get your buildable, or you will get your Mario minifigs. I promise
What I
you.
get,
At some
what I
point in
get, and
time.
what I deserve are two separate things, Zach, and they often don't align. So we shall see.
So I jumped. I had an interesting end of the year, which if you are in my Twitch community, you know got to witness live with the building of things like not one but two Disney castles. So I took on the challenge of putting together the older 2016 version of the Magic Kingdom Disney World Magic Kingdom castle, and then the updated 2023 version of the Disney castle. Two completely different builds. They may look like it's just reskinned, completely different builds. But boy, I did not stop there, man. I went from those two towers to one single tower in the Avengers Tower. And boy, that was a big behemoth. And I'm not stopping with the giant, something about size in me. Just, I don't know if I'm trying to compensate or
You
what's
are
going
trying to
on.
compensate for
But
something. Yes.
I've since
Yeah.
moved on to
Yeah.
the giant look. It just keeps going. It's like Spaceballs the movie here. Like it just keeps going. And we have the UCS Venator set from Star Wars, the Clone Wars, Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. This set, and I've seen the progression with Star Wars, with Lego Star Wars UCS sets. They keep getting better at their UCS sets. They keep pacing it better. We're not just getting, it's not just all gray pieces anymore. Like we're getting newer things and or better quality out of them. And I'm only 18 bags in out of 48.
That's 19 bags.
This is 19. Which just shows how much more we have left to go, right? 19 bags.
Oh my God.
Okay. 19. And that's the pacing. That's what I'm talking about, right? So it's each bag. You feel accomplished because you're running through the bags, but when you look at the model, you're like, man, I feel like we still got a long way to go. When you look at the number of bags, that's our left.
Well, the plates will click in on them too on the sides, like just like with the Star Destroyer, and that'll go very quickly. You'll go from like to like yeah.
Right, and that's one of the ways that they're handling this particular set that I really love. We've got once now the frame is done for the most part. We're into modular fashion where we're building little modules separately and then attaching them to the overall structure, which helps if you are running out of have a space issue with some of these larger sets. It does help. And frankly, they did that back with the old UCS Millennium Falcon set, and that was that made that a little bit easier to build because of the modular style of it. But yeah, 48 bags total in this thing, 2 boxes. It's going to be a beast. And I completely measured wrong, and where I thought I was going to put it is no longer an option. So that's fun.
Have you started taking stuff and putting them into plastic bags or bins yet? Like that is a staple of mine.
I tell you what,
because if not, you're close.
So far, I started my Lego Twitch building journey back in 2020, right? I was a COVID Twitch baby. Okay.
It was only 3 years ago.
Right. I was building Lego before I had hit a dark age with my Lego building, but once my son was born, I used him as an excuse to start buying Lego again. And I was just kind of stocking it and storing it up. The wife didn't understand. Wait, he's a toddler. He doesn't build Lego. Why do we need this set? He does later. And now he doesn't even build Lego. Yeah. I do. But since I started on Twitch and building Lego back in 2020, I have yet to disassemble a single set that I have built on Twitch. I keep finding ways to store it, display it, hide it, whatever. And every set that I build, I typically will do that ahead of time. And I will say, okay, I'm going to build this set. I'm going to figure out this is where it's going to go. And so this is the one set where I'm like, I screwed up. I don't know where I'm going to put it yet. And I gotta figure that out. Now, I think I might have an option, but I have to once again measure and see how it goes. But we'll yeah, I might be close. I might be,
I think you are. You're gonna hit a point. This happens to everybody. I mean, I feel it happens to everybody. You're gonna have so much stuff, and it goes to a point where you have all this stuff lined up, one next to each other, or in the city, or whatever context, and then yes, it's a lot of stuff, but does it look good? Are you appreciating it for everything it is in one area?
Sure.
Is it getting overwhelming? So like, what I'm going to be doing with my background here, this is still not done because I'm still settling as you do. And I'm going to make it more cohesive and more like an actual building skyline, which means some of the smaller stuff isn't going to be showcased back there, but it's going to be somewhere else around here, like whatever. So whatever you end up progressing into, hopefully it'll be a space that you actually, you know, it doesn't get over. It's not just like a bunch of Lego sets. It's like nicely displayed and you can appreciate it. And it's your favorite stuff, not just like stuff. So that's that's what I'd advocate for you because I hit that point a long time ago. So as the wise old sage at the end of the road, who is sending the bird down the road to beckon you, keep that in mind.
Hey, I get a lot of flack for being a slow Lego builder.
Yeah, slow it down. Pace it out, man.
And y'all think I'm slow because I'm slow. I'm slow because I'm strategic. I'm just slowing it down, baby, so I don't overbuild and outgrow my space too quickly. The fact that I've been able to build some of these larger set, I'm talking Titanic, UCS AT-AT, Avengers Tower, Daily Bugle, Rivendell, like some of these larger, the Black Panther bus, these larger sets. And I still haven't had to tear anything down yet in 3 years. I'm finding ways. I'm finding ways, Brian. We're going to continue to find ways.
You find as many ways as you can during this year of, man, I tried to segue it.
You tried. You failed.
Coffee's not
this
kicked
year,
in yet.
The year you try. We're going to try to find as many ways as we can during the year of the dragon. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Lego has finally revealed. Lego has finally revealed the upcoming Lego Year of the Dragon gift with purchase set. It is adorable, and if you've been collecting the different zodiac animals throughout that Lego has been producing, you do not want to miss this one. We don't yet know the threshold. It is available on the Lego website, and we don't even have a release date yet of when they're going to start allowing that gift with purchase to be activated. My guess is with the announcement of double VIP points happening January 20th through the 24th is when we might kind of see that gift with purchase go live. So we're talking in 3 days. Look on lego.com for that gift with purchase to be active, where you can, a certain threshold, add it to your cart. I haven't been able to collect all of those Zodiacs. I don't know if you have, Brian, but this is one that I wouldn't mind just kind of having and putting aside. But the Year of the Dragon is in full force here. We've got some amazing sets from Lego with the Year of the Dragon, one of which, the Auspicious Dragon, that I really was on my radar. Like, I really wanted to get this. I couldn't pull the trigger on it. It retailed for $89.99 US. However, already in its second week of release, it is spotted and has been spotted at Costco's around the country for, what was it, $67.99? $67.99. So you're already at discount, baby.
You know what this is, Zach? This is you holding your dragon in one hand and a hot dog from Costco in the other, and you're just walking through the aisles, man. That's what that is. That's what that is. I have a BJ's membership, not a Costco membership. That's where my grandparents were like, "Oh, just go on airplane, whatever." So I don't get the Costco goodness, which is fine.
We've talked about this.
Yes, I know.
Think
and
of
they
the
don't
moms that shop at the Costco, Brian.
They don't even have an eatery area at BJ's. So maybe I'll just, because when you add on somebody to a membership, it's like $20 a year. It's like, no, it's fine. So whatever. So all of the Lunar New Year stuff makes me very aggravated because there's so much love that's put into all of those sets, and price points are fairly reasonable for what you get, that dragon included. And some of my other favorite themes, like a Mario, end up not getting that level of treatment, and I'm just salty. So if you have a city and you want to have like a lineup of extra buildings to go with, like, a lot of that stuff is great and whatever. I had the year of the rat because that's what I am. I was born in '96, so I'm a rat, on paper and maybe real life too. So I have that little gift of purchase. And
the Jack Nicholson was thick there, by the way. Like, I could
was
feel,
it really?
I could feel it. Like, I could feel the Nicholson coming out of you when you said that. Like, it felt good. It felt real good.
Good.
I liked it.
That's my peak years when we have the,
you just didn't do the thing. You gotta
that's a premium feature on Patreon. So beside all that, do not get myself involved with the Lunar New Year stuff. I save my money and spend it on Sonic, or I buy minifigures to help complete my my free shipping that I got on my Lego.com, and I get 4 minifigures, 2 of the same. So I have these. They're already given away.
Where's the goat?
It's Tom Brady right here, man. We got TB12 right here, man.
Oh,
TB12.
Shut it.
We got Billy B right here. Billy B. Going to the Atlanta Falcons, apparently. Anyways,
God,
it's fine.
So number one, Brian needs to get a membership to Costco. The $1.50 hot dog and Pepsi alone is worth the cost. You could live off of that, Brian. You could go there every day.
Should I?
I'm not saying you should, but you could. You could go there for lunch, for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. $1.50 hot dog and a Coke all day, every day. You probably lose weight. You'd probably lose weight. Honestly,
I mean,
think about it.
With the energy it takes for me to get into the car and walk, if I do a lap around Costco while I'm having the hot dog,
right? The walking is there. The severe colon blowout is later. Like, it all works. It all works together. But
we're trying to retain viewers, Zach. We got to regain the momentum after we took a hiatus for 4 weeks.
It's gonna get spicy up in here today.
A colon blow, mother of God! What? Somebody want to?
But you can get that. You can get the discounts on the Lego as well, because especially around Christmas time, Costco does a great job with all of their discounts on the Legos or Lego selections, and it's absolutely incredible to see what they have available. And right now, I mean, you're already getting a pretty hefty discount on a brand new set. So head to your local Costco, see if you can find that dragon. It's an amazing looking set. I would love to get my hands on it and build it. And hopefully, maybe if I see it at my local Costco, I'll pick it up and give it a shot there. Next up, London's calling, Brian. The London phone booth has been officially announced, part of the ideas program there. It when this set was picked, I looked at it and I said,
yeah,
okay,
yep.
Whatever. It's a phone booth, I don't know. The official pictures come out yesterday, and I said, okay, kind of cool. And then I saw the price tag, and I went, no.
And then you obviously have all the people that are like, well, where's the blue version? When are you going to come out with that one? It's like, that's not how that works. And you know that. I do not care at all. I mean, I will be going to London in just a month, 2 months, whatever. That doesn't feel real that's happening. But I have no connection to this in any way at all. Obviously, if you've been or you're from there, yeah, you're going to probably want to get this. But definitely not for us filthy Americans here. So
it does come with two different build versions. You have a more modern interior wise, not exterior wise, but interior wise. You have the more modern phone with the credit card slot and all that other stuff. Lots of stickers going on in there. But the classic version is I think the one a lot of people are going to lean towards with the the little black payphone with the quarter slot and all that jazz. I think if I were
Yep.
going to get it, I would probably do it that way. The imagery that Lego put out, I thought was interesting. The lifestyle photos and things. They actually posted a picture with an actual cell phone propped up inside of the model,
Yeah.
as if it was. They almost designed it in a way where it could be kind of a phone holder of sorts. I don't know if it's a gag, if it was a
I think
phone
it's a
for
gag.
scale kind of situation. I wasn't sure what they were
Nobody's-
doing there.
They're not going to use it for. No one's going to use it for a phone stand, because if the way that works, if there's any part of it that's blocking the screen, it just makes it not a viable product to use in that way. And obviously this does with the little flower pot and whatever. I think they're just doing it for the sake of it. And, maybe they're like, oh, this is another selling, like maybe not even a selling feature. If it were part of the press release, like use this as a phone holder for
Right.
your blah, 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 blah,
Right.
then maybe that would be, and I'd call that out to be like, that's kind of dumb. No one's going to use it as a cell phone holder. But, use it there if you want to. Now, there's been other application of this sort of thing where it worked really well in a way. A while ago, there was the modular for the theater, like the modular movie theater, and you could finagle it in a way where you could slot your phone in lieu of like the sticker screen that they
Nice.
included with it.
Mhm.
Now that sort of thing is kind of cool, right? It's part of the gimmick, and it's not practical either, but you can
Sure.
do it. This one, no. And they don't really do stuff like that other than like where it's an actual photo frame and that is the selling point, is to put a piece of tech in there. But in terms of normal Lego sets, they never do that. And I don't think that's the point here, but
Yeah.
you can do it if you want.
Yeah, I would love to have seen, and I hate being this way, but I would love to have seen them create that phone booth in a turnstile type of fashion where that back wall was able to spin and it could rotate into the two different versions of the modern phone version and the new phone version, as opposed to I'm never one. I for what it's a personal preference. I don't like extra pieces laying around for alternate builds, right? And because they get lost, they don't, whatever, they're extra things to dust, so on and so forth. And so not having that ability for those to actually attach or be hidden away somewhere currently already in the model bugs me a little bit.
Yep.
Because I think if I were to get it, like I said, I would be the one that would go with the more the older version, right? Well, especially we have some friends in the UK that have said the newer version with those phones, kind of like the blue version, like it doesn't look like that. Like they don't make those phone booths that look like that with the newer technology inside of them. They have the older technology inside of them, or they are the cabinet itself, the structure itself is completely different. It looks very, very generic. First of all, I was shocked to learn that they even still had phone booths in the UK. Who the hell still uses a phone booth?
I think they're there for the gimmick of it and whatever. I mean, there's payphones that are, stuck in sides of buildings all around here too, and they're just kind of whatever. So, I mean, what if they take out the phone booths there, Zach? What are they going to sell you on a T-shirt when you're in London? Right? Like, what's the iconography? Is it
they're selling you on nostalgia? No, they're selling you on nostalgia the entire time you're there anyway. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but like the red telephone booth, it's bold. It's called marketing, Zach. You know this.
I know nothing.
What it is.
I know nothing about marketing. Comes out on February 3rd, I believe. I'm assuming VIP, or I'm sorry.
Look, you're marketing the product right
Lego
now to
Insider,
the people that are watching.
Lego Insiders, maybe with a February 1st.
Are you
drop.
an insider?
I thought I was a VIP.
No, you're not important enough.
Yeah, and Lego decided to call me an insider. I don't know. There's a joke there somewhere. Anyway, what is not a joke, however, is Animal Crossing. The Animal Crossing sets coming out in March. I know you are extremely excited about these, and we have some new packaging information. And I'll tell you right now, the packaging that they are doing for these Animal Crossing sets are so Nintendo.
Yeah.
So like Nintendo style. I love it. Like they have just embraced that Nintendo style, that Animal Crossing vibe, and applied it to their packaging, and I love it. But they turned it up a notch recently.
They literally, in a way, I think have to, because obviously Animal Crossing being from Nintendo is a Japanese company, so when making this product and Animal Crossing being very popular in Japan, Lego is doing something I don't know if they've done before, other than maybe a couple unique circumstances. But they are releasing the Animal Crossing sets in Japanese boxing packaging with the Animal Crossing logo, like the Japanese logo from the games, on those over there. So you won't be able to like get these in American stores. These are just for over in Japan. So it's all decked out in obviously in Japanese. And I wanted to bring it up mostly because it's obviously a news thing to bring up. But then what other circumstances could this apply to? Why is this happening for just Animal Crossing? Is it just because it's Nintendo? Is it because, I don't know. And
that's it.
It's
I think
insanely
that's
popular in Japan.
I think that's it. I think you nailed it. I think it's the Nintendo brand, and that particular franchise. It's insanely popular in Japan.
But I wonder why it wouldn't be for Mario, or potentially could it be for other things that come down the line, not just based on Japanese companies, but then, do we have German packaging for a brand that might be exclusively out of there, or something else? Like, why is it just this?
Yeah.
In particular.
And it could have been a thought just now, though. Like they thought about it now, and maybe that shifts focus going down the road with more Nintendo side of.
Sure.
Unless there's some kind of legal reason why, which there might be, and you might know it. Like we just keep seeing more and more of these Nintendo brand things, including Sonic, that are coming out with buildable figures. We're going to see it with Fortnite when those eventually drop at some point in time. And I just think that, they're it almost feels like they're setting the stage for a potential rebrand when it comes to the way they handle some of their Nintendo products, like Animal Crossing. Maybe this then translates into a Mario rebrand where they can, bring in some of these different types of packaging, apply it a little bit more to that style, that brand. I don't know. I think these are adorable, and I think collectors here in the States and across the globe are going to go gaga over these and try to get their hands on them.
That's the thing. Do diehard Lego people want to get box variants in different languages?
100%.
I don't think that's been a thing. Like I don't know. Do they sell versions of the Lunar New Year sets in China in Chinese writing? Like, does that happen? Like, do we know if that happens? And does that make it more? I know like some features of the box are different because like there's no name, or I guess the part number. Like there's some of those parts are different, but I'm talking about the entirety of the box itself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and does that make it more desirable to have a complete collection of one thing over another? I personally don't care, as long as I get the physical product itself. I'm not going to save the box and keep it sealed.
I think
maybe if it were Mario, it'd be different.
I don't know. I think it's the Animal Crossing itself. The characters in Animal Crossing themselves are very Japanese-esque. Like that, you can see those kind of those style of character design in Japanese marketing, right? So it's like it applies itself to that audience. So I can see that being more that. It's that way because of that, right? Like it's the box style itself is that way already, and then you apply it to that Japanese style of marketing. It's a wild concept, and could a Mario translate into that? I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. Even though it is the Nintendo brand and that's across the globe kind of thing, I just don't. Animal Crossing itself seems to apply more to that audience as opposed to Mario even these days.
You can look forward to paying an extra premium for your Japanese Animal Crossing boxes when they launch in March. So Yeah, look forward to it, and it leaves the room for other things too. Mario, I mean, I hope Zelda. I mean, if Lego wanted to get their heads out of the sand, they would have done it last year, but they didn't. So
They're waiting for the movie. They're waiting for the movie. Or TV show.
No.
Is it a movie or TV show that they're doing? I can't remember.
Movie, but also no, because Nintendo released the Mario movie this year, and Lego didn't acknowledge it at all.
You don't think they learned from those though? Like you don't think? No, they got a lot of bad public feedback from that though. There were a lot of people screaming, saying, "Why did you do this?"
They're a multi-billion-dollar company who knows very well ahead of time when X, Y, or Z is happening. And it doesn't take a plebeian like me to understand that, big movie release, big product company, big movie, big product, big company, same time, big money.
Right.
But they do it. Science.
But they do it sometimes. We've talked about this with
not all the time.
Not all. I said sometimes. They do it sometimes, like Ghostbusters. Why would they do that with that particular franchise, that particular film, right? They release sets with some of the new Star Wars series that come out. You get a ridiculous Andor set, whatever with that show, and of a ship that's like in the show for about 30 seconds, right? Ahsoka sets, things like that, right? Like they are making these conscious decisions to bring some stuff together, but then they completely miss the boat on a Fortnite, and they don't launch simultaneously a new line of Lego with the launch of Lego Fortnite. It's mind-boggling.
Love to be a fly on the wall, or have a better understanding from a marketing perspective. Maybe there's some 4D chess play that neither of us know about, and we're just ignorant, to the big picture here. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
obviously we're not in the know.
No, and people that are in the know probably aren't even in the know either. But that brings us into actually being in the know, which actually technically neither of us are, Zach. We are, we know
nothing.
Like we're pretty savvy when it comes to getting a read on things, but we don't actually know anything. There are people that are closer to the Lego company in general as part of a ambassador network that is held by the company in a more official capacity, and it operates globally for blogs and content creators, and that's it.
Blogs,
that's it.
Yeah.
Lugs, those people too. Well, they kind of
sure. Yeah.
Whatever. But the most of what we're talking about here is the people that are a part of the Ambassador Network, and what that necessarily means for everybody else, and what that does actually for Lego. And what prompted this was a slide that I saw from shout out to Bubba Laveau, who forwarded it to me, from Ficken Bricks. That is what seems to be an official slide from Lego based on a presentation they held wherever they held it, whatever context. Now, this information could be real, it could be false, whatever, but that's not the point of what the discussion we're having today is. It goes kind of beyond this. But there are statistics for Lego fan media and the impact it has on what they're doing for the program. And so we obviously have friends and colleagues that are part of this. And so we are not here to tear it apart or diminish anybody or anything a part of it, but it's a topic of conversation. So with the fan media stats, there have been approximately, this is based on this slide, 32.8 years of fan media videos watched. I believe this is for 2023 exclusively. A total of 15,326,382 likes across all the fan media content, which is content creators, blogs, and anybody basically a part of this network here. Total of 285,816 comments, 6,329 Lego sets handed out to Ambassador Network members. And so 99 total fan media are part of this thing. So let's say that's probably just like straight up fan media, like creators and stuff. There was a little bit of conversation about what this actually means. And if you break it down, how many minutes of watch time is that versus how many days in the year and how much they're spending on marketing and blah, 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 blah. Zach and I, as individual entities or as Z&B Live Unfiltered, are not part of the Ambassador Network. I work with Beyond the Brick to do some early release content, but I have not signed a contract with Lego, nor have I with Beyond the Brick. I don't get paid by Beyond the Brick to do those reviews. So all these opinions and all this stuff are entirely our own in every way, shape, and form. But this brings up the whole topic of conversation that I wanted to bring to the table about the program. And is it worth it for Lego to keep doing this? Is it worth it for somebody to get into the Ambassador Net? What does it entail? What are the restrictions? What's the wiggle room that people who are in the program, what do they have based on what type of content they want to make? It's basically just busting open the can of worms. And I know you've talked about this a lot, Zach, on your personal Twitch channel, doing the thing. And some of the community is like, what is this? Or they don't really care. And same thing with my community, right? What is it? Do they even care? So succinctly, in one show here, what are your thoughts on all of this? Would you want to be part of it? Where do you stand? What do you, basically?
The land conversation recently, for whatever reason, has, and maybe it's because these numbers came out, to land members and things, and depending on, the accuracy and whatnot, I'm not sure, because we're not a part of the Lego Ambassador Network. I'm not sure if Lego is presenting these numbers to land members saying good job, or we need to do better.
Right. What is the
that's
context?
What I'm looking at is going, okay, because there's a heck of a lot of content creators out there, major voices in the Lego community that are not in the Lego Ambassador Network, that are dominating these types of numbers, right? And they're either out there getting sets given to them from other land members, right? Because they still have a major voice, or they're acquiring them somehow, or they're waiting until they hit the market and then they're doing their reviews and they're doing that kind of content creation stuff after the fact. The questions that I have with becoming part of, if someone becomes a part of the land, if someone is being asked by Lego to review sets, the things that I want to know from land members are, do you, number one, feel pressured in being as honest as you want to be with sets? Because that's the conversation that I've seen or heard from people that drop out of the land or are removed from land. One or the other, right? Is I couldn't be as open as I want to be. Now, as Brian pointed out, we have a lot of friends and colleagues that are in the land, and I feel watching them that they are giving their honest opinion about things, repercussions be darned, right? I've never felt like I was being sold by one of our friends or colleagues that are in the land on a particular set because they feel compelled to do so. Not at all. So I'm not sure where that idea is coming from, that because I've heard this, that land members are, they're just puppets for the the Lego group, and they're just going to say what they want them to say. And I don't think that's the case, because I see honest opinions out of these amazing land members that we are associated with, that we have friends with, that we are colleagues with. On the flip side, I see a lot of folks that are kicked out of the Lego Ambassador Network for, or put on probation for silly reasons. And I think a lot of that has to be looked inwards. There's someone recently that was put on probation because they leaked an image accidentally, because they had the set sitting on their desk when they did a video about another set. Well, that's stupid. Don't do that. Don't have it near you when when it's not supposed to be there. Like that's if it's not even a part of your thing. But don't blame Lego Group for putting you on probation. That's ridiculous.
Are you talking about? I mean, we can go into a little bit of detail here. You're talking about the tower, right? You're talking about Rocket Raccoon with the tower.
Yes, correct.
So in that specific instance, I think it is an error on Lego's part that they had it like two separate entities on the same desk where Lego corporate doesn't know these have two different release dates. Obviously, the designers don't know. They don't care. The Avengers Tower is so old news for those people. They don't even care.
Sure.
They're on to the next stuff.
Right.
Like, it's irrelevant.
Right.
And we're like, they don't care. So it should have been like, hey, we're gonna talk about this vertical and this vertical, not have them side by side. They're not even related. Like when I saw people be like, oh, I can't show you this set because it's next to the Avengers Tower. I'm like, oh, is it like a whatever? This is a gerbil on a side. So why is it even there in the first place? But that's left hand, right hand talking, and
Sure.
that has always been the case. That's just corporate America or corporate Denmark in that case. Like
Sure.
that's just how it's going to be, and that is a side of it. I think not enough people in the network and outside of the network, or like just in general, don't value or just understand. Is like there are plenty of these situations where left brain, right brain, and the left hand and the right hand don't talk to each other because they just assume that something's going to go one way or another. And that's just that. And I am a fan of in life, not just in Lego, but the moment you start shifting accountability to anybody else besides yourself, you get yourself into some big trouble, man. Because you're just deflecting any responsibility you have on your platform and what you're about to other people and situations, and that's just not a healthy mindset in general. So I wouldn't even do that in the first place. Yes, you didn't look at the press release close enough or some miscommunication or whatever. You know, my apologies. We'll take that down. We'll rectify the situation, blah, 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 blah. Like, having any other opinion on it, I think is not good, but that's just me. So I understand that everybody has their own, like, perspectives, and the coffee's not hitting today. Perspectives and things on this, but the main point of the Ambassador Network is to have enough awareness across all these different people and communities, perspectives across the board, whether it be you have, 500 followers and you have a really laser focus on this thing, or you're just like, broad brush, trying to get as much of an audience share as possible. And so some of the conversation could be made like, hey, there's only this amount of watch time from all these creators and stuff. One channel can outdo all of that. That's not the point. The point is to have different perspectives and avenues that even that large creator or large entity is not touching. So that to me is the main focus of the Ambassador Network, is like you're having all of these people that are representative of the Lego community, not just one, but all of them, who are the main leaders or torch carriers among these people that can represent different segments of this Lego community. Mm-hmm. What do they bring to the table? What's their feedback? What's their whatever? And what platform do they make stuff on? Whether it be YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and seemingly definitely not Twitch. So sorry, Zach. That's we gotta do something else somewhere else.
Why is that?
They're not.
I want to get into that. Why is that?
Okay.
Why is Twitch not looked at as a viable entity for the most part when it comes to, because it's not like, that's not my opinion. Mm-hmm. I have been told that by the people that decide who's going to be a member of the Lego Ambassador Network. Word for word, we don't understand the Twitch platform yet.
So we had a little birdie from a particular state that begins with the beginning and end of two letters in the alphabet. Bring a little bit of a context to it. I don't know if you got this message, Zach, but I did. It's that over the last two review periods, this is a screenshot, by the way, you haven't onboarded any new Twitch as primary channel communities and not certain if that will continue or not in the future. Every round has its own unique outcome. I'd focus on developing your platforms on and off Twitch to whatever. And I think it is a matter of them obviously not understanding the platform. More importantly, and I've said this in your chat before, met with some hesitation where we can get into this right now. Lego, I can't emphasize how much they hate having a lack of control in a situation. They want every single bit of the messaging, the comments, even the usernames that they have on their platforms where it's randomly generated and not something you decide, because they want to avoid all that stuff. And a Twitch live stream that is not hosted on the Lego official channels, but even through an ambassador, all it takes is one hate raid or one string of messages or one off-the-cuff moment, and then all the messaging, it's a clip and it's out and it's done. Whereas if it's a YouTube piece, if it's a short form piece, they can, they could DMCA it if they want to, but they can just issue a takedown and then boom, it's done. Where live happens all in real time and they have no control. But your perspective on it being the opposite side of it is also correct, that it builds community in a way more personal way in real time, and is able to thrive in that way. So I see it from both sides, but I think them not having control over your messaging in a live environment that is not in Denmark, that is not within their studio, is very important to them, and they don't want to risk it.
Once it hits the internet, this is why I'm pushing back on this. It's out into the world. It doesn't matter how quickly they issue that takedown order. It's been out there. It's for people to capture, for people to copy, for people to repost, republish, whatever. It doesn't matter if it's live or posted or not. The good thing is if you don't take it down, if you're not asked to or whatever, you can, like, comment wise, right, on YouTube or Instagram or what, you can control the messaging still. You can help, you can work with a Lego to control the messaging in the comments or anything like that, or remove stuff, turn things off, whatever. But once you remove it and you remove that source, then you're just opening up the floodgates for people that may have already captured that source to start pushing it out wherever they want, because you're no longer associated with it, right? So Twitch, a live streaming platform, whether you can live stream, we're live streaming on YouTube right now. Like, that's what we're doing. You can still live stream, and we've seen LAN members live stream new review content. What's the difference?
Twitch. So this is actually an issue we've talked about when it comes to me, actually, that the main core audience of a if you had to, you don't necessarily want to do this, right? But you take your typical Twitch viewer. Who is that? Is it a business professional adult fan of Lego who is on there to learn more about Lego sets and be part of the community? No, it's probably a 20-something who is watching someone like an XQC or whoever. The target audience of Twitch, that tween, older, teenager, young 20s, that is maybe not something Lego maybe even cares about, or they don't feel is worthwhile to invest the money in, or I don't know. But if they're trying to target, adults who know how to use computers and whatever, Facebook, YouTube, it would even be X to an extent. I don't even think they're TikTok, just because of the numbers it's pulling in. But they want people that are already familiar with Lego and especially adult Lego fans. So by and large, right, there's Facebook groups that have tons of Lego community members in it. And I still get parents to this day that say, Brian, I enjoy your live show. And they don't say, I enjoy your Twitch stream. Like, people don't know what a Twitch stream is. Sure. They know what a live show is.
Sure.
And so I think that level of miscommunication, that lack of fundamental understanding with that casual audience is what hinders Lego understanding what Twitch is. Right. And progressing in that way.
And again, these are all my opinion, your opinions, whatever. Again, I know nothing about what's going on behind the scenes, or, what the decision makers are making, not only on the marketing side of Lego, but on this type of stuff, who they decide or what platforms they decide are good for the Lego Ambassador Network. I personally think it's a numbers game. That's what I think more than anything. I think the ability for them to say they don't understand Twitch, they don't understand the platform, is an easy cop-out, because unless you are in the top 1% of Twitch streamers that are averaging in, that you have 50,000 followers, which is a huge number on a Twitch platform, a live streaming platform like that, and you're averaging 1 to 7,000 viewers, averaging 1 to 7,000 viewers a live stream, it doesn't correlate like what the numbers on YouTube do. YouTube gives you those like tangible numbers, right? Instagram gives you, they're basing it off of the number of followers you have, the number of subscribers you have, the number of likes you get, and those numbers on platforms like TikTok, on Instagram, and on YouTube are much easier to decipher than Twitch. My opinion, but that's the way I look at it.
I think for each of us understand very closely or understand very carefully, we are not the big fish of Twitch by any like no primary Lego person. Let me make this publicly known. Not a single Lego primary creator is in like the top dogs of Twitch to begin with.
Not at all.
None of us. We are all level 0.
Yeah,
every
you could take
single
one
one
of the
us.
biggest YouTube Lego content creators out there, put them on Twitch, and they're not even come close.
Not even close. And obviously, all due respect in the world to someone like Jang, and Jang is amazing, and he's an amazing guy. So him coming over to here and having the like a main focus of Twitch being his thing and having the YouTube following he does it's amazing. But even with the amount of watchers he has, the audience and whatever, it doesn't translate to like top 1% of Twitch. Or like, oh, actually, I stand corrected. We are top 1% of Twitch, but that's only because most people are like 0 to 5, right? But like we're talking like numbers that like Lego would be like over, right? Not even close. So that's tough to decipher. I think what's even more of a chat, and this is a hot take too, like TikTok is it feels way more superfluous and like built up numbers that don't necessarily translate to, like, I'll see people like, oh, I got 100,000 likes on my video promoting my romance novel, because I'm on Book Talk, obviously, and then they'll sell like 5 copies, and it's like, okay, well then if you're going just by numbers and how many units you're selling and blah 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 blah, how does that translate? Like, what are you talking about? And we go back, because guys like us, it goes back to the people and the types of people that we have in our communities and the impact we have on a personal level with these people, and building that out to scale. Because a guy like me should never raise $30,000 for a children's book once, let alone twice, but here I am. And that doesn't, you can't like quantify that. That is because of who you are as an individual, how much people believe in you and support you and want to be around what you do. And that's not always a numbers game. And that's the unfortunate part of all this, is that you could bring in way more people with way more meaningful like inputs across the board in the Lego realm, but it's not just quantified by numbers.
Yeah. And it shouldn't be quantified, but I think it is. I think it is quantified by numbers.
I mean, it's a business. Like, why would it not be about numbers?
Well, but that's the thing. Are they looking at the right numbers, or it's not? It's hard. You can't determine so-and-so's review on this particular set and the amount of likes they got translated into X number of sales. Like Lego,
I think you can. So when it comes to like Google ads and Facebook ads and conversion, and you're talking like marketing, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I think the Ambassador Network as a whole is a unique avenue for Lego to advertise their products to people in a more personal way. Because I promise you, them putting out their messaging on their platforms or throughout whatever advertisements they run are going to be way more profitable than anybody in the Ambassador Network ever will be, including like the top people in that platform, right? Because Lego has money to spend. They got millions of dollars in ad spend. So I think they do it because Lego as a company enjoys it, gets to bring in other people for different perspectives and, feature them in some social content and whatever. But I don't know. It's not a powerhouse avenue for them to get the messaging out, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. That's that brings me back full circle to what we said and started with was, are they looking at these numbers saying it's a good thing, or are they saying they're presenting them as kind of a warning, like we're not going to be inviting anybody else because is the translation they're really doing. I mean, it's marketing for them, but the question is, are these people going to be producing we're producing Lego content for free. I mean, we're not paid by Lego. We're paying.
No.
We are paying to produce Lego content, right? Because we love the product. We have fun with the product. And there are still a lot of content creators out there that are producing it because they love the product. You know, they're not producing it just because they want the clicks. There are people out there that will do that, but you know, I would hope that the majority, I'd like to think the majority of those Lego fans out there are producing that content because they love the product.
I mean, any of us that are out here are going to be doing it because we enjoy it. If we didn't enjoy it, if we just wanted to make a buck and get out of here, we'd be in like stocks or crypto and be toxic, awful people. But like we're suckers and we are good people, I guess. I mean, I'm being totally honest with you. Like, if that's what it were about, you know, and everything in the Ambassador Network, you know, maybe not everything, but when you get a set for review, it's not paid. You have to make the content out of your own time, you know, carve it out for your own. Obviously, you're making money on the ad revenue and like whatever opportunities stem from it is all you. But Lego is not paying you to make that content. And so I get caught up, like when I was doing stuff a lot of stuff in 2020, 2021 for Beyond the Brick, it was like, hey, do you want to be sent this and this and this and this? And I'm like, dude, this is a lot of stuff to do. Even like a bare minimum review to cut together the footage, and you know, I'm building it, and then obviously I can't share that with the world because it's embargoed, so I can't build it live. I can't. Then I have to personally wait 2 weeks after it airs on Beyond the Brick to even do something of my own with it. And then by that point, it's irrelevant because they announced set number 25836, and it's like, so it's just a cycle of that stuff over and over and over again.
Yeah. This is the unfiltered portion of Z&B Live, baby. Like we're not a part of the land, so we at least right now feel comfortable in expressing our opinions. And I would hope, even if one of us made it into the land, that we don't feel the opposite, that we still feel comfortable in expressing our opinions as what we feel like a lot of the land members we know and love do with their particular reviews of the sets, especially on the live streaming side on Twitch. And when I'm seeing those guys build stuff live on Twitch, they are expressing their exact opinion at that exact time. They're not holding back. And that's valid. That's truth right there. You're seeing it live. I heard an old expression a while back that years ago, and it was film lies, video doesn't, right? And that's what we're presenting to you. We're presenting to you live video that doesn't lie. You put it on film, you put it on YouTube, which is more film style and, you know, polish and whatever. That's edited. That gives opportunity for editing and things like that. That's when you start, you know, walking that line of how accurate are things. Now, don't get out there and complain just to complain. We got those people too. I hate that. I hate that. I don't want you out there complaining about Lego because it's the cool thing to do and you're jumping on that negative bandwagon. Don't do that. But, you know, if you have a genuine opinion about a particular set, even as a land member, we want to hear it. And I feel like the majority of them have been giving us that.
I agree. And what I'll say to tag on to that, any company that has an ambassador program, a partner program, or whatever, they would be foolish to, I guess, but restrict that messaging, because especially if Lego is sending all this stuff out for free, and then, okay, yes, you have to cover it on your platforms and do whatever you want with it. But then, oh, now you're going to control what I say. And it just doesn't make any sense why you would allow that. So I think regardless of who is making the program, whether it be Lego or otherwise, you have to allow your people to say what they want and be appreciative of what they get, because that'll make for a better relationship with creators, not just one person, but creators in general, respect within the social media landscape. But then if you just treat your people right and with respect, they're going to say nice things anyways. So like, Just do that. And I think Lego does a decent job of that. I mean, I don't know. I'm not in it, but like, I've never been like, the land is stupid. And I mean, I've heard that, but like not out of like a genuinely awful thing that's happened, right? It's just politics. And if you want to wear your fancy wigs and whatever, go ahead, have fun. We're going to be sitting here.
I am controlling what Brian says. I'm playing him off the stage at this point because we are officially out of time. And yes, we are actually fairly in time because there is a 10-minute waiting period before the show starts. So we are only 30 seconds over at this point. Thank you very much, Mr. Bricks O'Brien, for an amazing, spicy conversation, especially on this Wednesday, 10 a.m. Eastern Times, over on YouTube for Z&B Live. Thank you so much for our audience being here. I appreciate you guys. And we will catch you guys next Wednesday, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, for more spicy Lego talk. Bye.
Bye.